Welcome back to another episode of Talking with the Dad. We have breaking news. Fucking aliens. Aliens. Before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, our website, all Talking with a Dad. We have a website now, Discord, link down below. Everything, you can find everything on the website. Honestly, it looks great. Steve did a great job on it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into the topic here tonight. The Pentagon has declassified 3 official videos of UFOs.
And Joe Biden was driving all 3 of them. It's a strange, happy coincidence.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we're going with this. I guess we're going to have to scrap this one. Declassified 3 official videos of UFOs. Could that not have put... Dude, we're only in the first half of 2020 here.
Right.
How crazy can this year get?
Well, I mean, doesn't this just fit the narrative? First, the pandemic was caused by 5G, but that's not good enough. You got to step it up a notch. And I think somewhere in classifieds, in the government, they were like, what can we really do with them to mess with them today? Like, what can we do?
Wait, next month they're opening fucking Fort Knox. We're going to finally see if there's actually gold there.
Yeah, it's just going to be gold member from that one dumb
He's from Austin Powers.
Yeah, Austin Powers. I'm trying to forget those movies, except for the first one.
They're so
good. I watched the footage. I listened to the interview from the pilot. I like to consider myself a body language expert that hasn't had any real credentials or training in that exact field, but I watched a lot of stuff on YouTube, seen a show about it once. I think I'm pretty good at it. And doesn't look like to me that man's lying.
Dude.
Right? So what do we do with this information? This would have been the perfect time to premiere the 3rd box, right? So we can watch the footage and get Zach's actual lifetime reaction because he worked.
I've seen it.
On me today.
I've seen it. I've seen the videos. They were leaked years ago. Yeah. A lot of these videos were leaked years ago. One in 2007, one in 2017. But
yes,
it is incredible, is what it is. I think it's hilarious. I think it's amazing. Like, there's so many feelings I have about the videos. So if you guys obviously haven't seen the videos, we don't really have a way of premiering the videos as of right now. I don't. We just don't at the moment. We just don't have that technology just yet.
Do you know what the most interesting thing about this whole thing is? The most unlikely person is involved.
Tom DeLonge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I watched him on Rogan talking about the fucking aliens, dude. So what does this mean? Right. What are the ramifications of this being a thing, right? So are they aliens? That's the real question, right? And, I don't think the U.S. government has officially taken a stance on that yet. There very well could be some sort of other nation technology that they're seeing. It's hard to believe with the way that it's moving and how erratically and how quick it comes into picture and disappears from picture. But what do you think, Steve? What do you think the ramifications? What do you think this implies? What do you think the implications are?
So, I mean, first things first, if we're talking about this seriously, right? So the implications of there actually being life outside of Earth would come against so many of thousands of years of humans' belief of us being the center of the universe, right? So that's the first thing. So you're either going to have 2 reactions. You're going to have people who feel completely vindicated because they've had this belief system and this worldview for a long time. And you're going to have people who are going to be completely outraged at the notion because what you're suggesting is offensive to them. And unfortunately, the way we receive our information today, it's hard to take any of this serious. Short of the alien craft coming down and blowing up the Empire State Building, please don't copyright strike us. It's hard for anyone to digest this information because even though they declassified it, no one trusts anything coming out of the government right now anyway, right? And then when you have media consumption, unlike the great consumption you folks get from Talking with a Dad, where we're always keeping you up to date with your misinformation and helping you break it down into bite-sized pieces of truth so you can really ingest it. There are a lot of psychopaths on YouTube, Zach, right? So
we're not in that subsect?
No.
Not yet. Okay.
My grip, after being in the house for a month, my grip on reality is firm. So, but that's what happens. So what changes? Imagine if there are extraterrestrials, right? So there have been people, philosophers of modern day, who have said multiple times, I believe even Reagan said it too, the only thing that will ever unite mankind against any chance of us completely exterminating ourselves is an external threat.
Correct.
So that would be a byproduct. I actually was listening to some professor lecture. Oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Professor, it was Joe Rogan. And he was talking about, the pandemic can be considered an external threat.
Correct. Yeah. I actually had quoted that. I don't think on air, but to like either a family member or something. The Reagan quote. The only thing that will unite mankind is a common threat, right? Exactly. And I don't know if that's word for word what the quote is, but it's probably close enough.
I mean, that's better than some of his other quotes when he called the. Well, we can't say the stuff.
You can't say some stuff that Reagan said on air. Well, but. So,
but it's there.
Yeah.
But here's the long shot of it. Here's the long shot of it, buddy. Right. So that would be what it is, right? People would have a reason to unite for some reason. In fact, they're already a minute away from uniting anyway. But
we're pretty damn close.
Let's say it's not extraterrestrials, and it turns out that it is some other some country that has technology that the government doesn't want us to know about. Also equally as scary, right? Because that means for the first time in a long time, the Americans have to admit something to themselves that maybe they weren't ready to admit, that we are not at the forefront of technological advancement the way we thought we were.
Militaristic technological advancement, because we're behind on many things, at least when it comes to technology, but militarized technology, USA.
Yes,
So here's my thought, right?
All made in China. All made in China.
Most of it. They have our patents. Not General Patton though. We have him.
No. Great man.
My thought is that it's so unlikely that there's not some form of another life form out there that the notion that we're alone is more scary than there being something else out there. Right.
See, not to me. But go ahead.
My thought is, right, like there's a philosophy that, we're basically the zoo of the intergalactic, travel. And there's some big sign that we can't see so far down, dark side of the moon, whatever, that says Earth, monkeys transforming, go by, don't be seen. Right. My thought is that there's definitely something else out there. I don't know how well this proves it. I've seen the footage. The footage is shaky. I believe the footage, right? I believe there's something flying in the sky there. But I can't really discern what it is.
Listen, man, I don't believe in aliens, right? But I love this.
You don't believe it? You don't believe in aliens? You don't believe how unlikely it is to be one in infinity that we're the only planet that sustains life. It doesn't have to be intelligent life.
No.
Just life.
No, I don't believe in other intelligent life. I believe there are planets that sustain life. I don't know, not in our galaxy, but I believe there's somewhere out there in the vast space, very likely that there are one-cell organisms that are moving around in water. It's impossible not to believe something like that. But the study of actual intelligent aliens has always fascinated me, man. Like, you're too young to remember this, right? So I was born in the 80s, right? And there used to be this infomercial that came on that used to scare the crap out of me when I was a kid. It was about this thick book of
Dianetics.
No, that scared me even worse. This is actually a book where the commercial would always start to say, "Who built the pyramids? Where did Stonehenge come from?" And then there's like a little.
I agree.
And then all that stuff used to really intrigue me. I'm still very much intrigued by it. But it's a byproduct of this whole thing, Zach.
What's up?
So they declassify this stuff. I always wonder, what is the motivation to declassify? Is it hey, let me hit you with a little bit of truth so you don't look at the bigger picture back here? Like, what was they thinking? Or did they think if we release it now, it would totally discredit them because no one's believing any information coming out of this avenue anyway? No one's believing any of this stuff. But I mean, if there were little green men or tall
gray
humanoids of some sort, or very similarly looking to us, it would really look. The circles I remember. It would turn a lot of things upside down for a lot of people. Not me necessarily. It would not change my views on things at all. I just have to go, okay, I was wrong about this. I need to broaden my understanding based on this new information, what's going on right now. Am I ready to commit to the fact that it's time to hide in my basement because I've watched signs too many times. Like, why do we always assume that the aliens are going to be aggressive?
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into that, but because you said that you're not the unite against them. Like, why can't they be diplomatic, right? My thought would be is if they have conquered space travel, that would take us thousands of years to do, right? Why would they not be a nation that's already past combat? Right, because I feel like the only way to get to a place where science moves that fast is to be past combat and everyone's working together.
All right, so here, have you ever heard my theory on the utopic society and how you get there? So here's what I think would happen with those type of aliens.
I'm going to.
They'd show up and they're like, man, we're going to bring peace to this planet, this carbon-based planet here. They'll show up. First thing they'll notice, there's something going on with the outer layer of the planet. The ozone looks a little weird. Oh, wait, that wasn't just by natural causes. This looks kind of accelerated. Hey, before we bring the ships down, let's see if we can pick up any feeds from their primitive technology. And they start picking it up. Some stuff they would be amused by, other stuff they'd be totally terrified by. But then they really start to get into the nature of us when they start listening to our communications and bickering and fighting. And then they'll see, oh, these guys have depleted a lot of their own natural resources. Do we really want them to join the Intergalactic Council? Do we think they're highly evolved enough? And then we'd notice they were there. Some psychopath would say they were a threat. Other people of more reasonable mind would be like, no, there's a chance that they're reasonable. Who do you think the people are going to rally behind?
Threat.
The psychopath.
The threat guy. Yeah. I'm already behind him.
The threat guy is going to start with his little picket bouncing around everywhere. And that, we're shooting ill-equipped nukes that can't travel that far into space to just miss the ship by that much. And they're like, well, we got to make a decision. The aliens being they making the decision to save the rest of the universe from this parasite that's living on this planet. Let's get the rest of the animals off. We'll take a deep look at their younglings and see if there's anything we can do with them. Maybe we can raise the next generation, obliterate everything else that looks like it's a mature age. So I've thought about it a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's actually not that far off from what probably would happen. So it's a good call. A good call in life and thought there. I do agree. But, if you guys want to listen to us talk about it more, check out the podcast, talkingwithadad.com, Talking with a Dad on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I kind of think it's all that we have right now. There's a Discord, down below if you want to join the alien discussion. And,
there's a website.
I said that, talkingwithadad.com.
Okay. We're creeping up on our goal of 100 subscribers.
We're closing in, ladies and gentlemen. We're closing in on the goal of 100, 21 off as of this video. So if you guys don't hit that subscribe button, you might as well just never come back. No, we are.
Don't,
so we're going to end it on that, ladies and gentlemen.
Please come back.
Please a great evening.